Hey everyone, welcome. Okay, this has been a concept showing up a lot lately in the work that I've been doing. And it's around confidence, it's around trusting, and it's around surrendering in your business models and owning the dynamics of who you really are. Now, I know I've talked about this when it comes to building an authentic brand, and I've talked about this when it comes to creating content and showing up online. But I really wanted to kind of tie a bow around this right now because it's starting to show up a lot more in the one-to-one containers, in the client work that I'm doing, helping serve them through this mission. And the word doubt keeps creeping in connection with us, launching, with us creating, courses and offerings in this energy, with us stepping in full-heartedly to who we are. And the word is doubt. We have this underlying emotion, and maybe the word for you is fear, and maybe the word for you is anxiety, and it's a different word, but it comes from a vibrational level of you not 100% being confident in who you are. Okay, that's the period, that's the exclamation point, that's where it's coming from. And the word doubt keeps showing up in my mind to bring forth as a concept for us to talk about today. So I want to remind you a few things. You came down to earth in this human form for a mission, okay? Whether you believe that or not, you probably most likely believe it if you're here on my channel, that there's something that you are meant to do on earth right now. There's something you're meant to do. And you might be in it. You might be creating it right now. You might be questioning it. You may not even have a clue what that looks like. And all of the above are perfect. Every one of us is in a certain time, space, reality, right? So we go at our own timing. We have things we need to endeavor. We've got, lessons we need to learn, dynamics of shifts and all of that kind of stuff that is showing up for us consistently all the time. So not everybody is matched in that vibrational level of finding your mission right away or your purpose in life, right? But we know that we came down to earth to do something. Now, if you're an entrepreneur, this video is in like the aligned business category on these playlists, so it's meant for entrepreneurs. But if you're not, you can listen to. That's amazing. But your mission is somehow tied to your business model. So whether that's in the products you bring to the earth, whether that's in the people you help serve, whether that's in, the donations you give to the charity because of the business that you run, whatever the energy dynamic is around it, it doesn't always have to be your mission in your products and offerings. It has an offshoot in some way, shape, or form to your business model. I guarantee you it does. And feeling that full-heartedly as my body goes into goosebumps when I say that to you. So that's a confirmation from universal alignment, meaning that there's some way, shape, or form that your mission, if you are in business, if you are drawn to entrepreneurship, if you are being called into entrepreneurship, that this is happening. And that is the one thing that I really want to hone in on and want you to remember is that you are meant to do this. Okay. Now, maybe you're not in the aligned lane that you want to be in, that you desire to be in, that you're meant to be in, but you've taken some actions to kind of move through in your business. Maybe you are a part of an MLM or network marketing business, and maybe you're now feeling called to expand in different ways, to open up a different portal way, to open up a different revenue stream in your business model. And maybe it's moving into coaching, and maybe it's moving into yoga sessions, or maybe it's moving into, financial services. I don't know, obviously, you. If we've ever done one-to-one work together, then I know you and I get it. And if you're ever questioning what this looks like in your life, reach out to me. This is where my wheelhouse is. This is what my lane is in life, is to help people activate their mission and step into this amazing energetics to serve the world. But let's say that you are still discovering this. There's pieces of your world that are starting to show up that are calling you into. You keep seeing billboards. Someone keeps talking to you about it. You keep getting dreams about this. You're in the shower and you keep seeing visions of how this is going to be created. That means it's meant for you. So if you are building a business in that energetic alignment right now, that is the one thing that you need to lean back into and lean into that space to be confident that you're in the right place, the right time, building the right things. And sometimes that's the hardest part, is that trust, like I said at the beginning, and that surrender into that flow. Because we are humans, we are out into the world, we try to control stuff, we want to control things, we want to have a surety, we want things to be reliable. One of my girlfriends yesterday said to me about having to be responsible, and I'm just like, what is that? But however, responsibility does show up in this human form because of the bills we have to pay, all of like the kids that we're raising, like for me, my animals, like I have to take my dog out like right away to have her do some exercise because she is craving it, and she's looking at me right now going, yo, when are we going out? So part of that is a responsibility. Yes, there are those things, but there's also this magical energy around us of this expansion, of this availability for possibility. There is possibilities all around us in the space that we're in. We are creating in this magic. It's available for all of us. But a lot of us are doubting that we can step in. We're doubting our confidence, that we have the ability to serve. Who am I to create this, right? That is an ingrained belief that you've picked up somewhere along the line. So maybe your mom used to say things like that to you all the time, that you're not smart enough to be that you don't have the skill set to make that kind of money, or whatever it is that's showing up. And if you actually were to stop and start to dissect, meaning go into that space and go, what is holding me back? Why do I feel anxious when I'm about to do a launch? Why do I lack confidence in showing up on video? Why do I, whatever it is, and start to do the work? I've talked about this often, and I will keep talking about it because we are in this potency of energetic alignment. If we are not doing the work, we cannot full-heartedly, authentically step into this next version of us in the next energetics that is coming through. I call it the new matrix. It's not 5D like all these other people are saying. Okay, I'm just going to kibosh that, and I'm going to do a video on that too. 5D was never a resonance in my energy. I was like, what are they talking about? And there's still people that are talking about this 5D, but it's a whole breakdown of a matrix of energy, of like polarity, a binary energetics that is being broken now, like a duality system. And we are leaning now into an embodiment, a magnetic energy of embodiment, of enhancing and of embracing all the dynamics to ourself. That's where we're at. That's what's happening. That's what's moving through, right? So in that, we are being called into our missions as entrepreneurs. This video is specifically for business, but obviously I'm dropping all different kinds of stuff, because if you're a spiritual entrepreneur, whether you are spiritual in your business or not, you as a human form are spiritual. This pertains to that dynamic and all of that juiciness, right? So we're being called to create now our offerings in this new energy. We're being called to fully, authentically embrace who we are, and to own it, and to be in it, and to showcase it, and to step into that, and to be okay with that dynamic of who we are. Some of us have been hiding for a long time. We're hiding the dimensions to who we are. We're hiding, that purity energy, right? Because what will they think? Because I can't post that because my mom's on my Facebook. Then if you really want to have this success, and not success in a way of monetary, but success in a way of your connection, of you serving in your impact, of you stepping in, you're going to have to get over these stories, like get over them. And if your mom is pissed off that you made a post about how much of a rebellion you are, then your mom needs to start looking at herself. Okay, just going to say that out loud. When I started leaning into this rebellion content, I was actually back in Winnipeg, that's where I'm from, at my parents' place. And I said to my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm just going to warn you that this is about to happen. And there's nothing you can do to change it. But just in case you get a call from my auntie about it, that's what's going on. And she's like, okay, whatever. Like, she should know by now of who her daughter is purely at the form, because as a child, I showed her. When we were kids, we used to embrace all these dimensions to ourselves. We used to play, and we used to have fun, and we used to embrace, and we used to do all these things. We used to build forts, or secretly, plant gardens, or whatever it is, or talk to fairies, or all that kind of stuff. We used to do all these things. And then our environments, the people around us, schooling, all capped us off from our creative energy and our creative authentic flow, and told us we needed to fit in a box, and told us we can't do those things because what will they do? What will they think? That's not acceptable behavior. And we learned how to not be ourselves in the environments that we're in. Well, this whole matrix and this whole mold is breaking open right now. So we are being called like more potently than ever before, even more so than last week, than last month, to own all of these dimensions, to be in them. It doesn't mean that you have to go posting naked photos of yourself on Instagram. That's not what I'm saying, although maybe that is part of what you need to do. But really looking at, why are you hiding this aspect of yourself? Who are you really at the core of you? And once you grasp that, and once you step in, and once you get into that energy, creating in your mission is so much easier. Like I owned my rebellion. Now, I have been a rebel my whole life, always breaking down systems. And I was meant to be a rebel on this earth. Like I came down as an indigo child, breaking open the systems, questioning everything, authority as well. It created some cool dynamics in my life. We say cool, like for the other people, like my mom, she would not say it's cool, like poor mother, right? But really, once I started owning this, and the dropping in of these new offerings to serve in have been amazing. Like one of my master classes coming out in July of this year is called The Revolution. And would I have ever been able to talk on that before? Maybe superficially, but really owning this piece to who we are and revolting and revolutionizing the dynamics of being in a certain way because someone else says that you need to be. Now, I haven't worked out all the details of that masterclass because the titles usually drop in first, and then I can build around that space, but that's coming out. I'm also a part of a new group called the Spiritual Rebels Rising that a girlfriend of mine is putting together, a collaborative group of women specifically, coming together to help each other, to collaborate. And they're all in a rebel energy. And she is obviously also a rebel. And dropping that into the space. And then the circle in July that's coming out is called The Rising. And it's all about that rebirth, about owning really who you are and transmuting all this fake energy around you. So I want to remind you today that there is potency inside of your magnetic energy. There's potency there. It's time for you to start creating in that magnetics. It's time for you to start creating and owning all those dimensions to yourself, because your people are waiting. Your impact in the world is right there. And if you are not, firstly, okay, if you got into this point in this video at almost 13 minutes and you are not aligning in this lane right now and you are not stepping into this, shit's going to start hitting the fan for you if it hasn't already, because your mission is being activated for you right now. And if you are not listening, the universal alignment, whether that's your guides, higher self, even your soul, is going to start collapsing the things around you that are not authentic and creating havoc and chaos in your world. Trust me, I was in it. I'm in it. I understand it. I get it. And I am being called to amplify right now and to step in. And part of me is resisting that, but I'm doing it anyways because I know I need to. And although sometimes that energy feels a bit off, it's all in alignment for where I need to be. So I am battling now the ego and the control and the pragmatic brain to keep in alignment with my spiritual energetic embodiment. And it's work. It really is. And it's not easy every day going through this, but I know it's worth it because I'm starting to see the shifts in clients. Firstly, I'm starting to see the shifts in their expansion. I'm starting to see the shifts in the way I show up, in the potency. I'm starting to see the shifts in the movement of people in my world. I'm starting to see the shifts of how things are starting to elevate because of the fact that I'm stepping in. So I don't know what the title of this is going to be yet because I just went off on a tangent on 500 million things, but I think that they're all important dynamics for your scalability and your next level of impact. And it's a really, really dynamic time for change. And the change doesn't need to take a long time, guys. I'm not saying like before, and I've talked about this a lot, but before, like 5 years ago, you'd have to do all these things and keep doing them and do them for 3 weeks every day and all this stuff. It's not like that anymore. It's like we drop in, we do the work, we can get in and we can get out and we can move through. Consistently collapsing time, moving through spaces, honoring that. But we need to firstly be honest with ourselves. We need to go inside of ourselves and start to do the work and start to do the deep work there. And then we start to act in alignment with what's coming through. And once you do that, it's game over. So, questions about it, throw it in the comments. Send me a DM on Instagram. My Instagram link is always in the notes here. So go ahead and do that. And I just want to say I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you've gotten to this point in the video. I'm grateful that you're in my life. I'm grateful to be in this mission with you and to serve you in this capacity and whatever that looks like. And I can't wait to see what you bring into the world. And if you are having results or you're shifting things because of this, shoot me off a DM. I want to hear from you. I want to know that, me creating content on YouTube is doing something for people, and although I already know that, but actively when someone sends a message is like they're activating me to keep amplifying my message, because through that is my mission as well, right? So, and remember, we're all in this together in whatever way, shape, or form that's showing up. So lots of love to you guys, and I will see you guys again soon in another video.